Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ben and Sin. I am Sin. This is
Ben. I'm sorry. I'm kind of like a little sick, and I haven't slept well for the past 3 days. So, and my asthma are pretty much just acting up.
okay. We'll try and make today's video a little quick. But pretty much this is going to be like a little story time where we tell you guys about our 9-year relationship, because this week on the 18th is going to make it 9 years. Now, a lot of people, when they hear 9 years, they think we've been together 9 years throughout, but I think we took like a year off, right? You don't remember? Okay, well, I remember. We took like a year off. And so technically, if we're speaking how long we've been in a relationship, we've been in a relationship for 8 years. But you have such a delayed reaction. Like, you cough while I'm talking and you wait until I let you finish, restart what I'm saying to say sorry.
Yeah, I'm like that sometimes.
But yeah, so we took a year off. So technically it's 9 years on, 1 year off, but it's a 9-year history pretty much. And a lot of people, when they count, they just say 9 years. Like, no one's going to ask you how many years have you been off, how many years have you been on. No one has time for that. So it's just 9 years. So I want to hear it from your perspective. I always say it from my perspective.
What perspective?
How the relationship got started.
I don't know. I think
Crickets.
we met, and we talked for a while. It was like 3 months.
No, but how did we meet? Like, I want to hear that day that I met you and your best friend. I want to hear what was going through your head from your perspective, because I always tell people my perspective.
I think we met in December, right?
It was winter time. That's all.
Yeah, I think it was December, and I came. I asked my dad if he's okay to go to a party, and I saw you, and me and my boys at that time, and then we stayed there for like 30 minutes, and then you started talking to you, and as everybody knows, I'm always laughing. So sorry. And I'm always laughing. I don't know, he was saying a lot of stuff, and I was pretty much laid back.
Did you guys discuss him coming to speak to me?
I didn't even know you was here. I didn't even know you.
Well, you didn't know me, but I mean, I came out and I said hello to both of you.
Sorry.
I came out and I said hello to both of you, and then I came back in the room. And then a few minutes later, he comes strolling in, but you were already laughing. Like, before he even came in here, you were already laughing. So I had some type of inclination that you guys had some type of discussion before he came in here.
I don't recall, but I don't think we did. But the laughing part, every time I saw that name, I was laughing.
But what were you laughing about?
I don't remember.
Did you hear what he was saying?
Yes. I heard what he was saying. And then he talked, he told me after. But I don't really much remember. Okay. And I think like that day we met and we talked for a while. Maybe.
But it wasn't even like relationship talk.
It's just like hello, like regular.
Yeah, because you were moving in upstairs.
Yeah, it was just.
This was his house, and my dad was renting an area in the house to stay.
That's not my house. That's my dad's house.
It doesn't matter. Like, your family's home.
Exactly.
So,
I don't want people to think I have that type of money.
Well, you were renting. My dad was renting an area in the home, and that's how basically we met. Had my dad not rented an area here, I probably would have never met you. Can you imagine?
It's still a small world.
How?
Never know. Probably meet somehow, somewhere.
I doubt it, because you're a loner. I feel like unless you're with like your little circle of friends, you go nowhere.
I do go to places. I go to the park.
But remember, I lived in PA. The only reason I'm in Jersey often now is because I moved in with you. But it's not. It's basically I was hardly in Jersey. So.
Yeah, so we spoke. I don't know, maybe like I think in the spring we met. We see again.
No, I saw you guys throughout from the first meeting up until springtime when we started talking romantically, because I was always doing your sister's hair and things like that.
Damn, I forgot that part. Yeah, I think we exchanged emails, I think on Facebook or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we started talking. And I think that's pretty much it. I know we made it all official on a Sunday, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember what day. I just remember.
Yeah, I
our
remember.
official date was 4/18/10.
Let's just go back to our stuff, man.
Are you really about to go back and find out what day 4/18/10 was?
It's easy. Just Google it.
Okay, we'll be back. It was a Sunday?
Can you see it, man?
I can't. Your thing is not clear. So it was a Sunday.
I told you. Because I remember, like, I was like a chat on Facebook, and the next day I had to go to school. So this is something that you gotta remember.
I just remember the date because after that, literally everything was 4/18/10, 4/18/10, 4/18/10. But like throughout our relationship, we ran into some obstacles. You know, I wasn't allowed to date and things like that. So we would be like kids sneaking around. Like I would sneak and meet up with him and things like that. And because of that, like it reached a point where it was super toxic. So like right before we hit that 2-year mark, I remember my mom and my uncle had a conversation with me, and they told me that they would stop, like they would leave you alone pretty much, or leave this whole situation alone if I ended things with you. And at that point, like it was there were so many hardships that we endured at that point for being young kids that I was like, this just isn't fair to you anymore at this point. And I was like, I know my mom, she goes hard. Like when she's passionate about something, she's going in. And because of that, I was like, you know what, this is just too much. And I ended things with him. And honestly, I was miserable, but I tried so hard to just not contact him, because my mom was like, you know, I'll give you permission to talk to other people if you just break things off with him, because she was that passionate. And it's because I think it was mainly she became passionate because of the fact that I was not willing to let go. Like I refused. So I tried talking to other people, and I don't think I was ever in a relationship after we broke up. It's just I've tried talking to people, it just didn't work. Either I wasn't interested, or like I was interested in someone and it didn't follow through into a relationship or whatever. But for whatever reason, I was never in a relationship after you and I had first broke up. So fast forward, like it was like a year and some change. And all I remember is that it was October. And I was like, you know what? I'm not talking to anybody. I found him on Facebook. Let me just hit him up, just out of nowhere. And when I hit you, I remember you telling me when I hit you up that you reached out to me a couple times, like since then. But I honestly don't remember if you ever hit me up within that breakup period. But I do know.
Did we talk?
Hardly. Like you, and then when I did reach out to you again, I was like, you know, I just want to talk to him on like a friend to friend thing. And it was just like talking to him was just so refreshing. I think I was like 19 at the time. And I was like, this is just so refreshing. So let me just try and see if he's seeing anyone. Lo and behold, he was seeing someone. And you said the weirdest thing. This is how I knew that it wasn't serious. This man told me.
What did I tell you?
He told me. I'm gonna tell you what you told me.
No, tell me first. Don't tell them.
No, I'm saying it out loud.
No.
He said.
What did I say?
I'm with a girl. We're in a relationship. We're official. Blah blah blah. But I only see her on Mondays. What?
I think I was busy in school. Like I was in college at that time. I was extremely busy.
Yo, he literally. But when we got back together, you made time for me, and you were in college.
I think we probably see on the Mondays too.
No, we didn't.
I guarantee you.
No, we didn't. We barely saw each other, but you still made time for me. Whatever day I told you I wanted to see you, you made time for me.
So you probably had me cut classes.
I don't know. But the fact that you claimed that the only time you saw her was on Mondays, you're in a relationship with someone. Either way, that's neither here nor there. And so I was like, oh man, so I basically just lost my chance to ever be with you again. And he said no.
That's it.
Yeah, you did. And I was like, really? Like, because honestly, I was like, if you are willing to give me a chance, like, I would like to rekindle what we have. And
Still in all these lines, bro?
what do you mean?
To rekindle what we have?
That's a well-known phrase in the English language. I only stole that.
Nah, I mean, that's probably the first time I heard it.
That's the first time you heard it, but that's a well-known phrase in the American language.
Bro.
Rekindle what we have. Rekindle the relationship. Rekindle the friendship. Blase, blase, blah.
Oh, you can't even say rekindle the balance.
The candle? You couldn't say candle? Some people who watch this don't speak Creole.
I mean, right now, they will learn something new.
Well, either way.
You see how I was just trying to disturb you.
Yeah, I see. Either way, he said that, okay, you know, I told him he has to choose because I'm not going to be the other woman and I don't want him to feel like I'm forcing him to get out of his relationship. If he wants to remain friends, then that's fine. But then he said no, and I remember it was October 13th. You hit me up and you told me it was over with the other female, and we got back together. And since then,
Long play.
long play? What is long play?
I know.
But listen, listen, we went through it. We had some arguments. We've had some times. This man loves to ignore me when he's upset. So, like, we've had those issues. And I talk a lot. I'm very well aware that I talk a lot. You know, I can see you making faces in the camera.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I'm very well aware that I talk a lot. So when I have a problem with someone, I want to talk it out. But him, he just wants to take his space and be left alone. And that in itself has caused arguments between us. But I feel like through it all, we just decided that regardless of what it was that we went through, we weren't going to end this until it was something that we wanted. Like, we were not going to end our relationship at the expense of someone else. We were not going to end our relationship from the advice of someone else. And I feel like that's the reason why our relationship has gotten as strong as it did, because we decided to keep it between us. Because before, like in the beginning of the relationship, I felt like there were too many parties involved, and that's the reason why it just escalated and it became too much for me. So here we are. 9 years later.
Yep. 9 años.
Yes. 9 years later, engaged, and by the time we're married, we'll actually be at 10 years.
That's a decade.
A decade of this man.
But I think after that, I'm gonna retire.
You're gonna be retired from what?
From you.
From me? No, what do you need to retire from me for? Well, I mean, that was kind of like a brief
Overview.
Yeah,
Details.
it wasn't really in detail. I feel like if we went in detail about everything that we've endured to get to where we are, this video would be an hour long.
No, I would say 90 years.
90 years?
Yeah.
You exaggerate so much for no reason.
That should take time, bro.
Yeah, because you've been through a lot of little things, a lot of big things, and changes, and again, parties involved, and just.
But me, I'm always innocent.
You're always innocent?
Yeah.
That's a lie from the pit of hell.
I'm always innocent.
You're always innocent.
Yes.
You're always innocent.
Yes.
You're always innocent.
Yes.
The rooster just crowed. Remember in the Bible when Peter said that, when Jesus said you'll deny me three times
before the rooster.
Yeah. So you just lied.
Loud.
You just lied 3 times. And there's a rooster crowing somewhere.
Yep. Probably a lady.
Always innocent, my butt. With that being said,
You have one?
With that being said, we ask that you guys like, comment, subscribe, smash that notification bell so that you guys are notified when we post again.
That's our picnic shirt.
Oh yeah, when we had a picnic in the park, I actually wore. No, I didn't. I feel like I wore mine last week because mine was an actual like tennis shirt, but yours is like a, what do they call it?
Jersey.
Yeah. Wow. And what does the back of yours say? My fabulous. Hey, why are you taking your shirt off?
You know I started working out, man.
It has our ages on it. Because at the time I was 20 and you were 21.
Mama. That's history right there.
Yeah, that's history. Now I'm going to be 25 in a couple weeks.
Alright, so.
Yeah, we have to start telling people to watch our previous videos and things like that. So it's going to be up in the cards. You guys can, take a look at our previous videos, see if there's anything that you like. Without further ado,